Unchurned is presented by UpdateAI.
She writes on the whiteboard, you are the problem.
I hesitated about putting my green banner up.
Did you talk?
You said a recruiter reached out to you.
Or did you approach, like, is there something that others should be doing? Like you got into the feed of their competitors or anything like that? Like what tips can people take away? Because so far, nothing. You never know when your quote unquote last good day will be, to make every day worth being your last good day.
Josh, you're not even thinking about it.
Well, I am thinking about it.
He is. I believe.
Now he's thinking about it. Okay, so you're thinking I'm working, John is doing? Are we like the three monkeys?
Yeah.
Oh my God, John. If I hear you smacking your lips during this
episode. Is that ramen? Are you eating noodles? You're eating soup?
You know what? He did it at the beginning, right at the beginning.
He's a spitter.
He wanted this
Look at him,
intro.
he's a spitter.
He wanted this.
He can't even keep it in.
I'm going to choke, guys.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
Yes, Daddy.
Well, welcome, everybody. While John finishes his ramen or oatmeal or something in between, I'm Josh Schachter. I am recording this. Okay, good. And
welcome to Call Josh Daddy.
Yeah. Kristi
our new podcast.
And Jon Johnson.
John.
And we are sans guest for this week. We're without a guest. There's just the three of us here back in action. It's been a little while, guys. I think since
it has been
together. Yeah.
By the way, it's just a rice bowl with some chicken in it. It's not either of the things that you said.
Okay. I mean, I definitely felt like there was some like noodle and some liquid and soup.
Listeners don't care. So let's get into the episode.
Also the name of our podcast.
Yeah, that's also
Listeners don't care.
Is that what the new name is?
Yeah, it should be. Okay, so we don't have a guest.
Gives a shit.
Is there any burning desire you guys have?
Is there any burning, John?
Yeah, Johnny burning. Is there anything burning, John?
Why is this all directed at me today?
Does anybody have any deep desire for any specific customer success topic they want to discuss?
I think we all just sighed a big relief of like, I think we're good. I think we're good this morning, this afternoon,
cool.
This Monday.
All right. So then heads up for listeners, we might get a little bit personal in this episode. This might even be an emo episode. We got some deep stuff to talk through here. It ain't so. John, why don't you start us out?
It doesn't sound bad when he does that. Like if I attempted to do that.
Yeah.
I think we would just like all drop.
Like, that was it.
Well, because you're actually like don't sound bad when you do it. It was just an uncomfortable insertion of like that. Okay, all right, we're gonna do this.
That's my goal.
Okay.
All right, John.
The uncomfortable insertion.
Insert the plug for your Spotify handle. Now that we've got this going,
we are Wild Coast.
We are Wild Coast. Okay, at We Are Wild Coast. All right, John. What's
like
new in your
and subscribe.
World?
There's so many new things, Josh. Where do you want me to start?
The stuff that's somewhat relevant to people listening.
Yeah, two things. So I'm on week 4 at a new company. I joined a company called Great Question, which is so much fun to not only interview for because I say it all the time, and it's like a real thing. Like it's like, great question. We count it now internally. Oh, that's 4 great questions. It's fun. Anyways, still in the research space. Still really excited to be working with the people that I have been for the last 3 years on the customer side. And it's been great. It's a completely different animal. My last company had, I don't know, maybe 1,000 employees. And we have like 34. I think I was employee 33 or 34. I'll have to check. So I'm like back to my roots, back to startups, back to build. I was like on a customer call on day 1 and it was heaven. Like it was heaven. It was heaven.
So what does the company do? And I know it's user research focused stuff, but specifically, what do you guys do, and what are you doing?
Yeah. So we have a platform that allows user researchers and people who do research as well to speak directly to their customers, to get feedback on their products, get feedback on their services, and house and synthesize and share all of those great insights. So a ton of stuff kind of built into it with AI, but also how to power your AI and your customer-centric models outside of it. I am just in the enterprise customer success blob. It's amazing. I truly am just an enterprise CSM, and it's like been 15 years.
Yeah. So and how long were you on this free agency market? And no, I don't, and that's not a slap in the face question, because there's so many people out there that are on that market, and people that will be, and people that were, and so what were your experiences like out there?
Terrifying.
That's fair.
If you guys scroll back like 6 episodes, you remember I was part of a layoff, which is fine. Everybody goes through that. It's like breathing these days. But I found like a little life hack, and it truly made this transition the most incredible transition. And it is just hope to God a recruiter from a competitor finds out that you're looking for work. And it's not a direct, obviously there's some Venn diagram of how we compete with user testing, and it's very different space or different tool, but
same space, different tool. Yeah.
So not only did they hire me for my skills with customer success, but they also brought over, 3 or 4 years of actual experience in the market that they're building. So for a founder who I met with, it's sure we can talk about, whatever we built or didn't build at any companies in the past. But the reality is no, I've been talking to researchers for 3 or 4 years, and I've been talking to the people that we're going to be selling into, just as a persona. And that wealth made the interview process, made the search outside of this meaningless. I didn't need to talk to anybody else.
Did you orchestrate for that recruiter to be in touch with you? Did you engineer this? This was just luck.
They just found you?
No. So, I mean, it connected with the recruiter. So there is like a first degree from there. But the day, actually, I think we talked about on the podcast today, put my green banner up. I got a message.
So you recommend? I'm trying to vet out some lessons here for others. So you recommend the banner, the LinkedIn banner.
So a good friend of mine named Taylor that I'm on LinkedIn, and I have this ongoing battle of the green banner, and I think that it serves a purpose to a point. I think it serves the purpose as a flag. I'm ready. I'm available. But I also think you really got to pay attention to what you're looking for, right? There is no one answer, Josh. You can't just say yes, green banner, and no green banner. I have opinions about this.
Okay.
Josh was looking for you to offer some advice to our listeners who are on the market, who are looking for work, John. So do you have any advice for them?
Go talk to your competitors, man.
But fine. But did you talk to your competitor? This is very, very confusing. Did you talk?
You said a recruiter reached out to you,
or did you approach? Like, is there something that others should be doing? Like, you got into the feed of their competitors or anything like that? Like, what tips can people take away? Because so far, nothing.
Yeah, I'm really lucky, Josh. You want to keep nail this down into like the 50. Yeah. You think I'm so well thought out? No. I hesitated about putting my green banner up, and the moment that I did, a recruiter called me and offered me my dream job. So I don't know what led to that, other than my 15 years leading up to this moment. But really, like, the advice that I give to people is the value of the industry that you're in is so important and valuable to other companies that are looking for that value. And I'm not talking about secrets or internal stuff. I just mean speaking to the same customers and understanding that wealth. Aside from how they found my profile or whatever, the thing that I have, the suggestion is, if you're in like pharmaceuticals and you're not talking to other pharmaceutical companies and selling your experience outside of a platform or a function, but the industry, that's the thing that people are paying attention to right now, because all the other stuff you can get from an online course. Are you tracking that?
Yep. I'm tracking what you're laying down. Okay. Cool.
Congratulations, John. I'm so happy that you found your role. I'm so happy that you're enjoying it.
With my answer, he wanted something quick, and like he wanted to be able to
practical, tactical advice, because the problem is that this market is horrible for so many people. We know that, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but every single day my inbox is flooded with people who are looking, who just got laid off, who have been laid off, who feel hopeless. Everyone's broken. No one's finding what they're looking for. And so I think Josh was just trying to connect some dots for some folks, John. But we're super happy for you that you landed your next role. And you've seemed really positive about the experience that you've had so far. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's been great. And I like the youthfulness. I like going back to startups. This is going to be a whole new experience for me. Well, it's been 10 years, but kind of feels like a whole new experience. So
yeah.
Good. Congratulations. All right. Well, cool. How do I shift gears into, I told you guys the topics I wanted to talk about, and it's very, very unnatural to shift gears, bring a little bit of a heavier energy there.
Josh, what's going on? I know that you've done some traveling lately, and I know that you made a trip down to Florida.
Yes,
and I think you had some stuff going on there. So what's been going on? What took you to Florida?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kristi. My best friend from college died. One of my best friends from college. We were very close. Knew her for over 20 years, and she had ovarian cancer. She was terminal. She fought it for 4 years, which I think is a long time for that type of cancer. And she was literally the strongest person that I knew. I actually went down to go see her get some treatment in Tampa about a month ago. And I just missed her. I went to Tampa and she went from Tampa back to Miami, effectively because they said, you know what, she's starting to get pretty bad. So she's going to go into hospice and go home to Miami. So then later in the week, I went to Miami and I saw her in hospice and had the most beautiful kind of moments. Honestly, it sounds hyperbolic. It's not. Probably like the most beautiful moment of my life, just sitting by her in bed for like an hour and a half, just talking, just crying, laughing, telling stories, talking about death, talking about everything, talking about her being a ghost at my wedding and my little brother better look out. If he trips on the dance floor, it was her. Like my telling, I see the tears coming, Kristi. My telling her that, her telling me that she hopes she can make it to my wedding, but, and I saying, well, even if you're not there physically, you're going to be there. We're going to have a photo framed of you, by the table with all the college, friends and everything like that. Like, it was really deep, but it was just the most meaningful. Yeah, honestly, it's the most meaningful moment in my life. So, and then she passed away, I think 2 weeks later after I saw her, which is about 2 weeks, from today. Actually, it was 2 weeks from today. And it was one of those moments where it's, it sounds a little bit trite, but it's the truth. Like, I was actually more relieved that morning that I found out than the night before when I had no idea that it was like her last moments. But I was just thinking about her and, walking the dog and thinking about how unfair it was that I could walk outside and she was just in bed, and wouldn't get up again. So there was like relief, that initial kind of, when that moment happened. And then I went down to Miami again for the celebration of life. And it was this beautiful thing. She's Brazilian, half American. And just kind of like all her friends and family brought that Brazilian flair, and like flair for life and all that kind of stuff. So that's what's been going on. It's been a kind of an existential, deep couple of weeks for me. On her deathbed, when we talked, she was talking to, but she was also writing stuff down on a whiteboard. And as I was just vomiting out stories and stuff, and I was doing more talking intentionally so that she wouldn't have to, she writes on the whiteboard, you are the problem. And then she refers me to Michael Singer's podcast. You guys know Michael Singer?
I don't think so.
He wrote a book called The Untethered Soul, I believe. It's definitely one of these spiritual, namaste types of existential books. It's a little bit repetitive, but this podcast from Michael Singer is a kind of a life-changing podcast. And it basically just talks about, we can hear you typing, John. And it basically just talks about how you don't matter. Nothing matters. Your mind is a figment of your imagination. Basically just let everything go. Which to a certain point, it kind of feels a little bit nihilistic. Well, it's like, well, if nothing matters, then why does life matter? Right? Like, why don't I just go end this now? But the point is the point he makes is like, just don't harbor any negative energies, because in the grand scheme, we are a marble with inside this giant aquarium of the universe with, it's just kind of that type of perspective. So I've been walking Jackson the dog every day, listening to 20 minutes here and there of these 61-hour episodes of Michael Singer just ranting on life. And I highly recommend it for anybody that's kind of in that emo mood.
We'll drop the link in the show comments, Josh, correct?
Will we? Yeah, sure. We can do that. Or just
and Josh, I would just prefer maybe like a highlight reel. So like maybe like the one thing you took away from every episode as you make your way through the 61 episodes.
You have to actually subscribe to a Substack for that.
Ah, damn.
Kristi.
Yeah.
There's a Substack for everything.
listen, the one this morning is just like, you don't control any. You don't control shit, that happened in this world. So stop trying to control stuff. Just go with the flow.
How's that going for you, Josh?
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
I'm working on it.
Let me know about the next one. That one's not for me. Does not apply.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, I have, listen, we've probably had every listener drop by now. And if they haven't yet, then we'll wave goodbye in the next couple of minutes. I have I'm not going to call it a eulogy. I'm going to call it the remarks of my friend's younger sister that she spoke at the celebration of life. And don't worry, I'm not going to read this thing one for one here. But my friend, when she passed, by the time she passed, she had become like this walking Buddha, this just wealth of knowledge and insight and coaching to everybody else around her, like just truly inspirational. And so it's only fitting that her sister gave like the top kind of lessons, in the voice of her friend for others to follow. So you guys ready? I want to read some of these, and I want you guys to comment. All right. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All right. Now, first one, the only thing that matters in life is relationships with others.
That's good.
Yeah. I support that.
Okay. Well, you guys are deep.
As a puddle.
As a puddle.
But I agree. I mean, you can't really not support.
Well, I mean, right? Relationships are the foundation of every single thing that we do, right? Like who we are, whether it's work, it's personal. I don't know. Like I think it's self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory. Yeah. But that's why we're talking about it on this episode, right? Customer success, building relationships. We're not going to go there.
I was like, please don't do that.
No. Okay. Let go. Be quick to forgive people.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I always have I want to go deeper. Forgive, but don't forget. But yes.
Well, and Michael Singer talks about this too. And she had one sentence in here in this paragraph. It's like, in letting go of low frequency energies, such as resentment and anger, we create space for kindness, joy, and love.
Mm.
And
can you cut off and not forgive and not make space for any negative energy? Because I'm bigger on that. Like I will just remove you from ever having any existence in my life, my world, my universe.
Delete.
And you're just gone. So I harbor no bad. I will never forgive you, but I do not harbor any negative feeling. Like I don't even think about you. Like you don't exist.
Yeah.
Can that give me the same?
No.
Or no?
I don't think so, Kristi.
No.
See, that sucks.
I think the energy in your voice as you're explaining this is the answer.
I think I'm annoyed that I have to explain it. Like, I think that I should just be allowed to just cut you off and then this still apply to me.
Well, listen, I think it's better than just having a person in your life and holding a grudge.
Yeah,
sure.
Like I don't want to hold a grudge. You're just dead to me. Like you just don't exist. Like
But here's what I would say. This is based on my 7 episodes of Michael Singer. Are they really dead to you, or have you just buried it? And all that crap that you're burying is still energy that is circulating in a perpetual loop inside your mind.
Yeah, it's definitely like a floater in a toilet bowl. Like, yes, I mean, there's still some
Kristi,
shit there.
Much better.
Yes. So I would argue the only way to flush the toilet, to flush the poop, is to actually forgive.
Yeah, so I'm not there yet with a lot of these things. So
yeah, you're kind of more like a cesspool.
They're just going to keep stinking up the joint. Yeah,
God, she just keeps going, guys.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
All right, next one.
I'm so thrilled.
Each person is the sum of their learned experiences. You guys interpret that one? And this is actually one that my friend told me when I was kind of telling her, because I can be kind of judgmental. You guys may know. Kind of, a little bit.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, a little bit. And this is one and this is one Michael Singer talks about in some of his stuff. And I think actually my friend used the same example for me. And she's like, you don't fucking know like where that person that's driving, in front of you so super slow, and you're honking them and you're upset. You don't know like what's been in their day. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know how old they are. It could be your grandmother in that car, and it's kind of the same thing. Like, each person is a sum of their learned experiences. We all have different backgrounds that have kind of molded the way that we see the world. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the forgive and forget thing too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the goal. I think sometimes like that should be the mark of a successful person is allowing yourself to be shaped and molded by those things around you. I think
your learned experiences.
Your learned experience.
But only if you continue to learn.
I think that's what I'm saying.
I feel like there needs to be like the evolution, right?
Yeah. Like you can just tell the people to just you're like, nope, I'm rigid. I'm stuck. This is who I am. Nothing can shake me. And I don't know. Yeah. I also just kind of described like an ideal hierarchy of a good person. Somebody you can't shake.
Now, John,
talk myself out of that one.
This next one, we're going to move on, John. This next one, I actually think you do really well. Seriously.
Is this a compliment or?
It is. There could be slight backhandedness to it, but I think it's a compliment, truly. Find hobbies. They will make your life richer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I need a hobby. It's not customer success.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you should blog or something, Kristi. That could be.
Have you ever thought about
blog about customer success?
Glamour shots? Like I don't know. You like all those thirst traps on LinkedIn, Kristi. Jeez.
You know.
That's her new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Kristi's hobby is creating downloadable templates for the CS community.
Oh, get another hobby, Kristi.
I know.
John, what are your hobbies?
I love shopping.
You run marathons, woman.
Oh, no, right.
I run.
Stand up.
Yes. I don't like running though. Just so we're all clear, I do it for the complete ability to say that I did the thing, so I could be celebrated, right? Like, and just like it's for validation and like words of affirmation.
Yeah, we love.
I don't do it for the exercise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. I have that.
That is your hobby.
If nothing else, yeah.
Yeah. I like obviously I like music. I make a lot of music, but I also really like to cook, and I really like board games. I really like board games.
Okay,
really?
What's your favorite board game?
Ooh, right now
is it going to be so obscure? It's going to be so obscure.
I mean, yeah, probably.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, I'm trying to read the box. We buy board games all the time. It's Fates of the Empire. Anyways, something like that. It's like a big strategy.
Like these Catan types of
board it's like
games,
Catan.
I like Catan.
Yeah.
Catan is good.
We played Ticket to Ride, which gives Catan.
It's great. Archduke.
Archduke.
That's it. Sorry, it's called Archduke.
Are these really complicated to get into? Because I'm not good at Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah. You should stick with
you
like
have
Taboo.
To be able to read, Josh, number one.
Yeah.
And
there's lots of rules.
You have to be able to accept criticism and receive feedback on.
Okay, I'm out.
Just hit the buzzer now. So I said Taboo feels better for him.
Yeah. No, but I think
it's a timer. It's quick. 1 minute. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, listen, my whole family loves Scrabble. Scrabble is just kind of huge growing up, but I did not have the patience for Scrabble.
Do you play Words with Friends?
No.
Did you ever?
No, because you need friends. But
no, I mean that makes sense. You could play with the computer though.
Words with co-working space attendees.
No, but my family would play Scrabble and I would play Boggle. Do you know what Boggle is?
Boggle is fun. Yeah,
I'm good at Boggle.
Yeah. That's a great one.
The advantage of Boggle is that it's like it's 1 minute, you get all, and you're done. Right? I didn't have the patience for
it's
hours.
Also, that and Operation, I think, is like the cornerstone of our entire generation's anxiety.
Yeah.
It's just like we just gotta
the ticker. Yeah. And that ticker was so loud too, and like you couldn't focus, and your tweezers and you're shaking, and the cord was never long enough.
Stop! I need another pill. Making me shake.
But I do like, John, I like the board game thing because it also brings you together with people, right? I'm assuming that you're not playing and then switching chairs to be the other person. You actually have people to play with.
No shame. No, my kids. It's like Noah, my middle son is like addicted, and it's just my favorite thing.
That's
sit
awesome.
down and play any games. That's why we buy a lot of new ones. It's like, how do I keep him engaged?
I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Learn to do nothing.
Ooh.
And so she had this quote in here from my friend, and I don't know if my friend said this verbatim, but I would sometimes compete with the iguanas in Miami who sit on trees and do nothing to see who could do nothing the longest. They always won in the beginning, but eventually I caught up. This is while she's sick and she's kind of home during the days, right? She would sit there and try to, and I think this is literal. I think she actually did this because she was doing a lot of deep work on stuff like this. And
I think a lot of times when we rest, I know this is a big thing for me, is when I rest, I often make myself feel badly that I'm not resting enough. or I'm not being restful enough, or I'm not being productive in my restfulness. And that doesn't mean that you're resting. And I think that the idea of doing nothing, and a lot of the Stoics and a lot of like the Eastern religions are focused on not just like filling your mind, but actually like being truly aware of nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where the rest comes from. That's when the brain resets. That's when the heart regulates. That's when the breathing's, like all of that stuff happens. But for those of us with the spicy brains, how do you do that? I can't even do that.
I can't do that.
Okay. Connect with faith and spirituality in whatever form that might be for you. There's no atheists on a plane going down in a crash. Right? You pray to something, right?
You pray to something. Yeah.
Okay. We are all terminal patients.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna die. Yeah. See, what are we? This is dark, man.
No, it's all right.
This was from a
funeral.
I
think it's reflective.
Okay.
I think it's reflective. I think this is good.
Well, listen, you will. Now I'm going to read a little bit of the follow-up. You will tell yourself, "I'll start next week, next month, next year." Years later, you will find yourself stuck to the same old patterns. You will still be out of shape. You will still be complaining about the same white people problems. You see, most people don't change unless it costs them enough. Don't wait to make these changes. Don't let it cost you enough. Just get out there and start. Just move. You never know when your quote unquote last good day will be. To make every day worth being your last good day.
Love that. Yeah. It's good.
Power of positivity.
I mean, does anybody on this podcast have that?
Working on it.
You do. You do, John. I'm working on it too.
Yeah.
Josh, you're not even thinking about it.
Well, I am thinking about it.
He is.
I believe.
Now he's thinking about it. Okay, so you're thinking I'm working, John is doing? Are we like the three monkeys?
Yeah. Listen, a couple things here, like, and it says this too, like anxiety and stress can cause real somatic disease in your body.
Yeah.
But I worry about that. Like, I actually worry about like anxiety and stress causing cancer, at some point for me, right? Like, or whatever other types of diseases.
Sure.
But I also believe in like neuroplasticity, this idea that you can that your neuron wave patterns are shaped and you can work to reshape them. But probably the older you get, the more entrenched they get, right? So I buy all that stuff. Love is the ultimate healer, so lead with your heart.
I support that.
Yep. No notes.
Yep. That's it. Those are the top lessons. I didn't go through all the details, in each one, but it was a beautiful speech, and I think really did my friend proud. And I say that, in the present, right? Because I'm believing that she's up or sideways or somewhere. Her energy is around, right? Observing us all. And, we miss you. We'll love you. We love you. We'll miss you. And, taking all of life's greatest lessons from this.
Hey, everybody, it's Josh. Ever wonder what your team's missing in customer calls? UpdateAI doesn't just take notes. It captures the moments that matter. It auto-builds account plans, spots risk and upsell signals, and services the themes your execs actually ask for. It's what top revenue teams are using to stay ahead. Message me at josh@update.ai. I'll show you how it works.
Kristi.
Yes, sir.
There's been some hard times at ClientSuccess recently as well. And you don't have to go into as much detail, but tell us a little bit about how things are going over there.
Well, I think things are getting better, but for those who are listening who are not familiar, our CEO at ClientSuccess, Dave Blake, who's been a pillar in this customer success community for decades, leading and building his career, going from Unchurned to Adobe as a customer success professional, and then eventually starting ClientSuccess out of a real business need for him and his teams. He sadly had to say goodbye to his daughter a few weeks ago, 25 years old. Her name is Carly Blake Smith, and beautiful person, beautiful soul. I had the honor and privilege of meeting her a few times and, getting to be a little bit part of her story, and in the few times that we met, and all of her celebrations of life and all of their things, their weddings and their, Dave is a very special person. And so if you ever get the privilege to know him or work alongside of him, his family is so big in his life that to know him is to know his family. And so whether you work with him for a day or a decade, you'll get to know all of the people that really matter to him. And so, I didn't spend days, weeks, years with Carly, but I felt like I knew her through an extension of her father, just because the way he would talk about her and how proud he was. So it's been a really tough couple weeks here, but I will say, I think the thing that's been so beautiful about watching this journey for him and his family is their commitment to their faith, and how that has given them such strength and peace through this in ways that I've never seen. I'm Roman Catholic, so like we grieve in sadness and sorrow and guilt, and it's all the sad things, where I feel like, watching him and his family grieve has been a very different experience from an outsider, right? As not part of his religion, his faith, watching them celebrate her life and talk about her as part of the eternal families. And like, she's not dead. She's not here. You know what I mean? Like, so she continues to live in someplace else. And so it's just been really beautiful from that regard. And then to watch him and his family kind of rally around this and navigate the journey together. And I don't know a family that I have ever seen be as close as they were before. So if it's possible that they are closer now, I do believe that they are. And so I was fortunate enough to make the flight out there and go be a part of the service, which I have to say was just a true celebration of life. So Josh, probably similar to the experience that you had, which again, coming from my faith, which is sad, sorrow, grieving, it was really beautiful to be part of something that was so light and celebratory. And, I don't know, it was just a very different experience for me. So like I said, outsider watching, it was beautiful. I'm happy to have been a part of that, and happy that I could be a friend to Dave as he's kind of embarking on this next journey, because it's going to be tough. It's a long road ahead. I can't imagine. I talked to my parents. I lost my brother. It'll be 18 years ago this June. And so obviously when I heard the news, I reflected on my own experiences with losing my brother. And I went back to my parents and I said, I hope I never get to know what this feels like, but just give me some context here. Like, what is Dave and his wife, what are they experiencing? Like, what's going on? My mom and dad said that is like, when you lose a child, there's just life before and there's life after. Like a part of you dies with your child, and they're like, you can't really explain it. And it's not like life is bad after, but everything about your life is different. And so, my dad, who's not a very emotional person at all, he talks about like how much he loves my brother and thinks about him often, and how 18 years later, it's still hard, right? Because it's still a part of you is gone and missing for forever. And so you get to go on and just have this void. I don't know. So he was trying to explain it to me. And like I said, I don't think it's something that anyone can really truly understand unless you go through it. And I just don't know that I wish that on anybody. So
it's probably, the void is probably the best word for it.
Yeah.
Just this void that you go on. There's always a void there. The first thing that comes to mind is like, why do shitty things happen to great people, right? Because Dave is just such a wonderful person. And
best person I've ever known. Yeah.
Yeah. So my condolences to him and his entire family, and to all you guys that are surrounding him at ClientSuccess. And
yeah.
I'm sure
it was nice to watch the community rally around him too. I have to say, like, I get very defensive of Dave. Like, I'm very protective of him, like, cause he's just the best and kindest person that, like, I'm like, nothing bad can happen to him. And so I was hoping to witness the community rally around him, and in a big way, and they did. And so I was very proud to have watched that and just make sure that he was appreciated and respected as the pillar in the community that which he is, right? Like, he's been around for a long time, building and doing a lot and giving back, not only to the customer success community, but to his community in Utah. And so it's like, I was really happy to like look at how many people were trying to support him and his family during this time. That made me feel good.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. And then also the Pope died today.
The Pope did die today on Easter Monday.
Yeah. And he was a good one. He was
so are we taking bets on who the next Pope is? I mean, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know if that was
segues are impeccable, Josh.
Yeah, that was a little bit uncomfortable. I did, what else are you gonna say?
Goodbye,
John.
I mean, that would have been one way to segue, but he chose with the headline.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I did get the news alert on my phone at like 4 a.m. and it got out of sleep mode that the Pope died. So,
Did you guys see the movie Conclave last year?
Is it the movie theater?
Oh, it's not a movie theater. It was up for an Academy Award. It was with Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci.
Oh, no. I do want to see that. Yeah.
You should see it because it's about
the process.
The Pope dies and it's about the entire process. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So. I've seen that, but I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, let's leave on that note. Everybody should watch Conclave. It was a really good film. Yeah. It was a really good film. It was up for an Academy Award. It's got some twists and turns. And so I highly recommend that.
All right. We're going to go do that.
Cool. Bye, guys.
Well, listen, I don't know. We'll see how people appreciate this episode or not.
Listen, I think it's nice. I think it's important to know that like we all have things going on in our lives, some good, some bad. Everyone's navigating their own journey. Not everything is about work. Not everything is what you see on the surface. And so I think it was a friendly reminder that we're all navigating our own paths and everyone's got something probably bigger going on outside of what you see on LinkedIn, right, Josh? Because we know how much you hate LinkedIn.
There's more to life outside of work as well. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, good talk.
This has been weird.
No, you know what? That's okay. Weird is more intimate, and intimate is what people want, and it brings us closer together. And
next time we're going to read our text thread on the podcast. That's what we're going to do.
Weird.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be weird. Yep. All right, guys. Have a great week ahead.